In a few moments, we're going to begin our journey today. And we're going to go back to a childhood memory, a happy experience, a pleasant memory. Maybe it was a birthday. Maybe it was a happy occasion when you was at school or when you was a small child. Maybe 3 or 4 or 5, or any age in your childhood. Just allow your unconscious to bring a memory to the surface. And it's not one you have to go looking for. You just allow your unconscious to bring a happy, a pleasant memory from childhood. In a moment, I'm going to count from 5 to 1. And when I get to 1, you'll be back there at that happy memory from childhood. And just allow the impressions and the memories to just come to the surface. As you go on this journey today, wrapped in your healing, protective cocoon of light. Cocoon of light. And as you go back, you just allow the memories to surface from the deeper parts of your mind, body, and soul. You allow the images, impressions, and memories to just come. So avoid making any effort. Just allow that deeper part of your unconscious mind and your higher self to be your guide on your journey today. Wrapped in the healing, protective cocoon of light. As you start going back, and 5, as you go back in time, as if time didn't exist. 4, drifting and floating back to a happy childhood memory. 3, allow the impressions, memories, and scenes to start coming to the surface. 2, all the way back. And 1, be there now. Get a sense, as best you can, you're back there at a happy time, an enjoyable time, a memorable event, perhaps, from your childhood. As you allow the impressions and the memories to come to the surface. So, tell me, and you're going to find that in hypnosis, you can still communicate with me. It's a bit like talking in your sleep. So, tell me, what's the first thing you notice where you are?
We're outside
Mm-hmm.
at a picnic table at Grandma's house, and we live there, but we're at Grandma's house, and my friends are there, and we eat an ice cream.
Eating ice cream.
Yeah.
Excellent.
There's just 2 of them. We have so much fun together. We're just playing.
Yeah, so much fun.
Grandma always gives us ice cream, and we always try and trick her to give us more.
Do you know what flavor the ice cream is?
Mine's vanilla. Mine's vanilla,
Yeah, vanilla ice cream. And who are you having fun with now?
Trisha and Liz. Trisha and Liz. And they are Liz is older and Trisha is a little younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. They come over and it's a lot of fun because they have a big yard.
And how old would you be in this memory?
Almost 7. Almost 7. 6 really, but almost 7.
Yeah. And can you see what you're wearing?
Shorts and a little tank top, little t-shirt tank top thing. My hair is always a mess because Grandma doesn't. She just lets us be however we want to be. So
Perfect. And what color is your shorts and t-shirt?
my t-shirt's like a light blue, and my shorts are kind of a brown color. Kind of a brown color. I don't know what color it is.
Yeah.
Darker color.
And what about your feet? Have you got anything on your feet?
No, I'm barefoot. Just barefoot.
Yeah. And what about your hands? What do your hands look like?
Just little hands, normal hands.
Yeah.
They're wet with the ice creams all over them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then see if you can get a sense of some of the conversation that might be going on around you. Things your grandma may be saying, or maybe things you and your friends are discussing.
It's just the 3 of us sitting at the picnic table, and just talking about what we're going to do next. I think we're going to play ball. I think we're going to play with the ball.
Yeah.
Liz wants hide and seek, and Trisha wants to play like ball, and I want to jump rope. So we're all laughing at what are we going to do first. It's really sunny out and hot. So I think they're going to let me win. It looks like we're going to jump rope first.
Yeah. So if you go to that, then do you go and jump rope? Does that happen?
Yeah. Or jump rope. scorpion. I'm in the, they're spinning and I'm jumping. So it'll be fun.
And is there anything else here that you'd like to tell me about before we move on?
No, I just really like being here. It's always fun, grandma's. The flowers and the butterflies. Yeah, it's just always fun at Christmas.
Yeah, so it's really fun being here.
Yeah.
So I want you to get a sense now that this scene is starting to drift and float away. But before it does, I want you just to go up to 6-year-old Kim. Give her a big hug. Just let her know that she's loved very much. And it'd be a bit like her seeing a big sister. And she's having a fun day with her friends and her grandma. So she's feeling good today. But you can just let her know for those future times when she might get a bit upset or a bit worried. You can just let her know that you're always going to be there for her. And that she's loved and that she's safe. And she'll be really pleased to hear these words. And you let her know that from today, whenever it's time to have fun and be silly and play and be a kid, that she's then to come out and play and have a great, wonderful time. But the rest of the time, when it's those more adult things going on, those more difficult situations, then she can just stay inside and play and let the adult parts of Kim deal with the more difficult, stressful things that will come up from time to time. And little Kim would be really pleased to hear this. As you say goodbye to little Kim, you let her know that she's always in your heart. And as you say goodbye, she smiles and she waves and she thanks you for coming here. As this scene fades and drifts, we continue our journey. And as we continue our journey, you find yourself just dropping a little bit deeper. And I'm going to count from 5 to 1. And with each count, with each number, you'll find yourself going deeper and deeper. And that will just happen automatically, quite naturally. So 5, you go down, 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 down. 4, going deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. 3, cocoon of light, cocoon of light, cocoon of light. 2, blue rose, blue rose. 1, way down, as the deeper you go, the better you feel. And the better you feel, the deeper you go. That's it. And in a moment, we're going to go back to the most relevant past life for why you're here today. And you've gave me a list of reasons. And you know, and your unconscious knows what those reasons are. So I'd like your unconscious, if possible, to take you back to the most relevant past life to why you're here today. And when we go back, just allow the images, the impressions, and the memories to come to the surface. Avoid making any effort. Allow the deeper part of your unconscious mind and your higher self to be your guide on this journey. As we travel back to discover, to explore, examine another time, another place, another name, another face. Going back to the most appropriate time and place to discover, explore, examining whatever you need the most at this time. And the most appropriate time and place where you can discover talents and gifts and abilities that you can bring into your life today. Explore relationships, your purpose. As your unconscious higher self can take you back to the most relevant life, to why you're here today. So allow the healing, protective cocoon of light to carry you safely all the way back, traveling back to another time, another place. In a moment, I'm going to count from 5 to 1. When I get to 1, you'll be there back in the most relevant past life. So get ready to go back. And 5, as you drift and float back in time as if time didn't exist. 4, another time, another place. 3, allow the impressions to come, the feelings, the memories, the scenes to emerge. 2, going all the way back to another lifetime. 1, be there now. Just allow the impressions and the memories to come to the surface. Know what you know, feel what you feel, and sense what you can sense. So, tell me where you are now.
I know. There seems to be walls around me, but dark. It's very dark. I can't tell if I'm seem to be searching for something, but I can't tell if I'm in a building or outside. I don't know. I don't know where I'm at.
Yeah, there
Can't
seems to
tell.
be walls around you.
It's like I'm looking to get out, but I can't. I don't know where I'm at. I don't. It's dark.
And are you standing? Are you sitting or lying?
I'm standing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm touching the walls, and I touch the walls, but I don't. the walls are buildings. I can't tell the difference.
Yeah. What do the walls feel like?
They're cold.
Cold, yeah.
I have a feeling that I'm running, yet I'm hiding.
Right.
Hiding from? What am I? I don't know. I'm hiding. I'm running. I'm hiding.
Yeah.
Someone's after me. Someone's chasing me.
Someone's chasing you.
Someone's like hunting me.
Oh.
Like I'm trying to get away. Oh, they're not walls. They're trees.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm in a forest.
Mm. So you're in a forest.
We're running from We're running from the village. We're running from the village. The whole village is being attacked. I've run into the forest. I ran, I ran into the forest.
Okay, yeah.
Get away.
And are there others with you running? Is there others hiding?
There, we're we're separate. We're running. There's others in the woods. But we're not together. I'm not protecting, and I'm just trying to save my own self.
Yeah, yeah.
Just running. I left my little brother behind. We just got separated. We're just running.
And in this forest, how old would you be?
I'm older. I'm older. I'm like 16. I'm older. I'm considered one of the older ones.
Older than your little brother?
Yeah, he's little. He's little. He's like 7.
Yeah,
He's little, maybe even lower. No, he's 8. He's 8.
yeah, yeah, he's 8, yeah.
Half my age. Yeah.
And if you just take a moment to just look at what you're wearing and what you look like, get a
I have
sense
a
of, get a sense of yourself.
I have like a burlap dress, like some kind of dress on, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm I'm kind of dirty.
Yeah,
My hair is long, blonde, and it's put up. And I don't know why I don't have any shoes on.
and what about your skin? Is it fair? Is it light? Is it tanned?
Um, it's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Just get a sense now. people refer to you as in this life? What would your little brother refer to you by?
Can't get the name. It starts with a C.
Hmm. Allow the letters to float towards you. Imagine yourself writing your name on a chalkboard.
And it's not a C, it's a Lenora.
Lenora.
Like Lenora. Lenora.
Yeah, Lenora.
And he calls me Riri.
And he calls you what, sorry?
Riri. Riri is my nickname for him. Riri.
Riri. So Lenora, but your little brother calls you Wee Wee. That's lovely.
Riri. Again. Riri.
So Wee Wee or Lenora, get a
Yeah.
sense of who's chasing you.
One of the raiders is chasing us. They're killing everybody. They're killing everybody or taking them prisoner.
Did you say raiders?
Yeah, they're like raiders.
Yeah. And where have these raiders come from? And how did they get to you?
They came from the north.
Mm-hmm.
And they're from a different. They're just from a different. I don't know where they're from. They're like warrior types of. Where are they from? Very hostile.
Mm.
I'm in a clearing. I'm trying to move across the clearing.
Yeah.
But he sees me. It's the children. I'm trying to distract him from the children that have run. The children, so I'm running a different way, but he has like a rope. He like gets me with a rope around my neck. Like I don't know how he did that.
Yeah. So he's got a rope around your neck.
Yeah, he just swooped in and grabbed me. Rope. I don't know why. Dragging me now. He's dragging me. I can't get away from him.
Let's see, you're doing really well. So what happens next, Lenora?
Children are safe, but I'm not hunting them anymore, but they won't have anybody. They're too little.
Mm.
a little. They're rounding all of us up into the what's left of our little village. There's some other women. There's a few men who are injured
And how are you feeling, Lenora?
scared. Scared and helpless. Never ends good when they do this.
It's what, never good?
Never good when they raid the village because they either kill you all or they take you with them. It's just as bad.
So what happens after they put the rope round your neck? What's the next scene from there?
They decide who they're taking and who they're going to kill, and they just kill them. And then I'm thrown on a horse with the one raider that got me from the woods. Going with him, and one of the other women is going too, but the third one the other girl puts up a fight, so they just kill her. It's just so brutal.
And if you were to just assess whereabouts in the world you are, get a sense of whereabouts this is all taking place. Just allow that information to just come to the surface. And as that information's coming to the surface, just get a sense of what time this is as well. What kind of year and what kind of place, what country are you in, Lenora?
I'm in the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the year's 14, it's like 1468.
Yeah.
1468.
Yeah, the Netherlands, 1468. And what did you do in this life? Did you have any kind of work or roles that you played?
I just helped. We were farmers. We were just a small farming
Hmm.
in the mountains, village in the mountains. Pretty harmless village. they were looking, the raiders come because they're looking for young boys, you know, to make them join the group. And they take the women to do the food and chores, or like a slave to the one who captures you.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, we go to a big big village, they take us to a big, like a really big, not a silly, it's a really large village that they take us to.
Mm. What does it look like, this big village?
The houses are made of like mud, straw, like
Mm-hmm.
lots of houses and people moving.
And what are the people in this village? What are they wearing? What are the raiders wearing and the other people in the village?
Raiders are like in leather, like armor, like mesh and
Mm.
leather pant, like. And then the women, the other people, the normal people are just, there's long dresses and the men are in, some kind of pants. Lots of noise, lots of activity.
Yeah, I see. So in a moment, we're going to move on to the next important event in this lifetime as Lenora, as wee wee. In a moment, I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, and you're going to find yourself moving further along this life to the next important event, a significant event in this life. Let this scene fade and drift. 3, 2, 1. Get a sense now, Lenora, that you're at the next important event in this lifetime. Let the scenes come to the surface. So are you inside or outside now?
Outside.
Is it day or is it night?
Nighttime, and again, I'm trying to get away because I really don't like that guy.
What guy don't you like?
The guy who captured me and made me a slave in his household.
What would his name be? Get a sense of what that might be. What do people refer to him as?
Like
Reardon.
Like it's Reardon, yeah, like Reardon.
Yeah.
Actually, he's actually one of the higher, I would call him one of the higher up ones, more important. He has a higher rank and thing, and he's just
Mm.
really frustrated because I am always trying to get away. See, if I get away, then the others can see it as, they can get away. So he can't let me get away.
Mm.
He's just,
But you're outside and it's nighttime and you're trying to get away. You're thinking about it.
no, I've run off. I've gotten away from him, but he is always looking. They have a great hunting sense. Like they know how to track really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, he knows how to track really well.
So has he found you or is he about to find you or are you getting away?
Kind of lost the scene. I don't know where I went.
Hmm. So you can just let that scene fade and drift. That's okay. And then we'll go to the next significant event in this life. Not quite the last day, but the next or a significant event in this lifetime. When you're a bit older, I'm going to count from 3 to 1, and you're going to find yourself at an important event in this life. So 3, 2, 1. Be there now. Allow the impressions and the memories to come to the surface.
I'm very pregnant. I'm pregnant.
Mm.
Very far along the child.
You're pregnant with
With a child from him.
all right, yeah. And how old would you be now, Lenora?
Close to 18. 18. 18.
Mm-hmm.
18. He's excited that he's going to have another child, and I just really don't like him. Very demanding, very
Mm.
harsh, very. When I'm really, really heavy with child, and
Yeah.
he's kind of made things easier for me, but He really wants the baby.
Mm.
Doesn't have any other children. He's older than, he's older, he's probably in his 30s. No other children around him. He's tried to be very nice, but I'm so resentful
Mm.
for him killing everyone. I'm just, if I could kill him, I'd kill him. But I can't get away with that. On one hand, he feeds me and keeps me alive for whatever to serve him.
Mm.
And on the other hand, I hate him for what he did. So,
Yeah. And then let's just go forward a bit more. Forward to the time after the baby's been born. Take yourself there now. Just move forward in this lifetime. Is this your fast forward in a video? Allow the impressions and memories to come to your mind. Where are you now, Lenora?
it's winter time and I have 2 children. And it looks as if I'm pregnant again. Not very far along. Cold
And how old are you now, Lenora?
24.
24.
Um,
What are you doing here in this scene, Lenora?
we were traveling. We were traveling together. I don't know where we were going. But the children and I are alone. I don't know what's happened. Weird. I don't know what's happened. Oh, he's the one off to look for food
Mm-hmm.
and to look for food.
He's gone off. Reardon's gone off looking for food, yeah?
Um, no, it's not.
Then what happens next, Lenora?
Oh, there's a kind of animal it is.
There's an animal.
Yeah, I'm trying to move the children to safety so I can. Oh, it's ah. I think it's. I think it's I think it's gonna attack me. I think it's. I don't think it's gonna end too good here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can just float up above. Just float up above and just look down
Oh,
on Lenora and the animal.
mm,
Just look on that scene from above, from a place of safety. Like you're watching a movie. Yeah. And as you watch that movie, tell me what happens next.
I get the children. They're they're safe, but I run the other way so the animal follows me and it attacks me and kills me.
And what type of animal is it?
I don't know. It's like a. It's not a wolf, but it's. I don't know what it is. I've never. I don't know what it is. It's kind of like a wolf. It's kind of like a. Yeah, it's definitely didn't really want to eat me. It just saw me as a threat. Like,
Hmm. So I want you to now just go ahead and take your last breath in that life, unless you already have done it. Take that last breath and just float up now as a soul. And you've done this many times before. So just take that last breath as Lenora and then float up above the body. And then just look down on that scene as a soul. And just nod for me when you've done that. Well done. Well done. And as you take a moment to just experience being a soul, just get a sense of where you are in relation to the body of Lenora.
mm, Rear didn't get. I'm standing by it. Rear didn't get killed the animal, but it was too late. But at least, the children are safe.
Okay. And how do you feel now to be out of that body, to be free from that body as Lenora?
Mm. Just calm. Just
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
mm,
And as a soul, now looking back over that life that you lived as Lenora, just get a sense now of the lessons that you learned from that life. Just take a moment to just understand those. And as a soul, you have access to every piece of information from all the lives you've ever lived. So as you look over that life from a soul's perspective, tell me, what lessons did you learn in that life?
there was resentment and like oh, resentment and um,
Resentment to,
resentment for there was no freedom.
mm,
I couldn't go anywhere or do anything without, I was just, I had no freedom. So there was a deep resentment
and who was the resentment towards?
my captor and captor and his family was never one of them, never
Yeah.
accepted by them. And a lot of resentment. And I actually had a really, was actually a pretty kind person.
Mm,
And I just couldn't get over just couldn't get past what they did to my family. I never knew what happened to my little brother. I never knew what happened to my family, my parents.
mm.
I always resented that I was, enslaved to him, and yet, and I had to, take care of them, bear his children, and yet he killed everybody I loved. So I just couldn't get over that. And plus, I was always willful, trying to get away. So in the early times, I got a lot of beatings. So there was just a lot of resentment.
Mm, I see. And what could you have maybe done better in that life?
could have accepted things and been more forgiving, I guess. Just accepted life. And I mean, it wasn't like he was the only person who ever did that. I mean, in all actuality, if it hadn't been them, it might have been another group, and it could have not had the children I had because I loved my children. But
yeah. And what was the happiest times in that life?
It was just spending time with the children and teaching them, and happy times there. And I think he had a kind of fondness for me in a certain kind of way, but he wasn't too emotional anyway. But I think, I could have been treated a lot worse. So my happy times were, sometimes I just had alone time and being with the kids.
See. And what about the sad times? What were the saddest times in that life?
The saddest times were, of course, losing everybody, and then saddest times were I still had that slave type of, I wasn't quite one of the people of the village. I was still, but I wasn't one of the lowest slaves either, I just never fit in. Not fitting in. They were such a mixed breed culture. Weird.
So as you look over that life, get a sense of how that past life relates to your current life situation.
So I think can't figure. I don't have any kind of way to figure it. I don't know. I don't know how it relates. I think
So if your present life self has something to share with your past life self, Lenora, what would you want to say to Lenora now?
In this life, I was very independent.
Mm.
And I took care of the family. I was relatively successful. And I had the freedom to come and go.
Mm.
Funny, I have 3 children in this lifetime. I can feel the resentment, though. I harbor it in my whole. I can feel it in my whole stomach area. Like all the way from my diaphragm down to my abdomen. It's just all right there.
Mm. Okay, you can feel that now, yeah?
Yeah, I think it's resentment and anger, like crazy
Mm.
anger. I think it's more like rage instead. It's resentment and
Now I want you to sense if this resentment, this anger has come from that past life as Lenora.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I want you to imagine now you can see Lenora in front of you. Because that resentment, that anger belongs in that past life. It doesn't belong in this life. So Lenora is now coming up to you and she's saying sorry. She didn't mean for it to flow through into this lifetime, but that happens from time to time. And she's now going to take that back from you because it belongs with her in that lifetime as Lenora. So I want you to get a sense now of where you can feel that resentment, that anger in your body. And you said you could feel it around the diaphragm going to the abdomen. Get a sense of the shape of it. Get a shape of the color. Maybe it's red, maybe it's black, could be any color. And then get a sense that there's a movement to it, a motion. And sometimes it can be moving clockwise, and other times it moves anti-clockwise. There's generally some kind of movement. So just get a sense of this resentment, this anger is moving inside of you. And what I want you to do now, just imagine spinning it back the other way. Spin it back the other way. So it's moving the opposite direction. And then in your mind's eye, take hold of it. And on the count of 3, you're going to pull it out of your body. 3, 2, 1. And as you do that, you pull this resentment, this anger out of your body, and it comes out easily. And Lenora comes over and she takes hold of it now. And she says, thank you. Sorry about that. I will keep hold of that here now with me. And as you do that, you now sense that freedom. You now sense that this resentment has now left your diaphragm and your abdomen. And as you take a long, deep breath, you can notice the difference, the change. You can sense there's a different energy about you now, a more positive, flowing energy about you. And what we're going to do now, because the universe doesn't like a vacuum, what positive emotion would you like to put in its place? Could be anything. Could be love. Could be calmness. Could be motivation. Could be anything you want. Inner peace. I want you to say out loud, what positive emotion would you like in its place?
Love. I like to put love back there.
Love. Excellent. And Lenora now stands in front of you and she opens her heart center. And as she does that, the word love on a heart, on a golden heart, starts to float towards you. And on the count of 3, you're going to take hold of this heart filled with love. And you're going to pull it into the place where you just removed the resentment. So take a long, deep breath now. And 3, 2, 1. And you pull in this heart filled with love. And it starts to fill your whole being. It fills your diaphragm and your abdomen. And this too has a movement to it. This too has a shape, and it starts to spin. And it spins the opposite way from the way that resentment was. And as it starts to spin, it starts to grow and expand. And there's a color to it, a beautiful color to it. Maybe it's a white light, a golden light, or any color light. And as it starts to spin and expand, it now starts to spread and flow up to the top of your head, and then all the way down, down, down to the soles of your feet, and then all the way out to the tips of your fingers, filling you with this love and this light. And it feels wonderful. And now I'd like you to scan your body and get a sense if there is anything physical that you've taken over from that life as Lenora. Any physical pain, discomfort, any health issues. And they could be related to your weight, or they could be related to your gallbladder. They could be related to something completely different. Or maybe there's nothing that's flowed through into this life. Just scan your body now and get a sense of there's any health issues or challenges of a physical nature that have flowed through from Lenora into this life you have now.
There's just my neck. My neck, I've always had problem with my neck since he dragged me with that rope.
Right, yeah. Do you have problems with your neck in this life?
A little bit, yeah. It's always going out of adjustment. It just always goes out of adjustment no matter what they do. Yeah.
So we're going to give this issue back to Lenora. So Lenora comes back over to you. She smiles and she says sorry again. But this neck problem belongs to Lenora. So get a sense now that you're placing your hands on your neck and you can feel that pain. You can get a sense of what it feels like, the shape. And as an energetic being, this neck pain will just slide right out of your neck on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Boom. And as this neck pain slides out, you pass it over to Lenora. She takes hold of it and she's surprised how heavy it is. And she says, thank you. I will keep this here with me now. And as she does that, you just take a moment to just notice how light your neck and your shoulders feel. Your head even feels more lighter too. You can sense a strength and a flexibility coming back, an ease of movement in all the muscles and the tendons and the vertebrae. And it will continue to improve over the next few moments, the next few hours, the next few days, and the next few weeks. And now, as you look back over that life as a soul, I want you to look back at all the different people in that life. And as you get a sense of all the different people that Lenora encountered in that life, get a sense whether any of those people in that life are also present in this life you have now. Maybe you can take a close look at Reardon. Take a close look at Reardon's eyes. And as you look into Reardon's eyes, get a sense of whether those eyes are present in your life today. And maybe they're slightly different looking, but there be a sense, maybe a knowing even, that this soul is present in some kind of incarnation in your current life. Maybe they are, or maybe they're not. Allow that knowledge to come to your mind.
I think it is Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's Bobby. And that would explain why he always wants me to color my hair blonde. And I'm just not blonde in this lifetime. I mean, it's been blonde, but not the way he likes it. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what I'd like you to do is just forgive all the people in that life that harmed you. And what forgiveness does, it doesn't mean what they did was right. What it does is it frees us. Nobody dies from a snake bite. They have tiny little teeth. We die from the venom. So as a soul, I want you to forgive anyone that you have ill feelings for in that life. And maybe you can sense yourself going up to Reardon, just letting him know that you forgive. Just do that as best you can. even if it's just words. This is for healing you, not for letting others off the hook. Give Reardon a hug and thank him for any of those good moments that you may have shared. Understanding that he's a human and he makes mistakes like we all do. And that we all play different roles in different lives to help us learn different lessons. And now I want you to get a sense of Lenora. And get a sense now that you're now going up to Lenora and you're forgiving her and you're also thanking her for all she went through, all she learned. And then you lean forward and you give her a hug so that both of your hearts are aligned with each other. And as you hug Lenora, you send love into Lenora and she sends love into you. And this love flows between the two of you and it feels fantastic because Lenora will always be in your heart. All the lessons she's learned, all the strengths and all the new understandings are there for you in this life to help you achieve whatever it is you want to achieve. Now, as you float away from this scene, in a moment, we're going to go to the next relevant past life. A past life related maybe to why you're here today. To allow yourself to be wrapped in that protective, healing cocoon of light. Cocoon of light. In a moment, I'm going to count from 5 to 1. And when I get to 1, you're going to be at the next relevant past life. Just allow the impressions and the memories to come to the surface. As you go back to another time, another place, another name, another face. Allow your healing protective cocoon of light to carry you all the way back to another time, another place. So get ready to go back to another lifetime. And 5, as you drift and float back in time as if time didn't exist. 4, another time, another place, another lifetime. 3, allow the impressions to come to the surface, the feelings, the memories to emerge. 2, all the way back. And 1, be there now. Get a sense of best you can that you're now back in another lifetime. Know what you know, sense what you can sense. Allow the images and the impressions to come to the surface. So tell me, are you inside or are you outside?
I'm outside.
And is it day or night?
Daytime.
And as you look around the scene, maybe turning round to look at the view behind you, get a sense of whereabouts you are. But tell me what you can see, or tell me what the area's like where you are.
I'm in a confined wagon. I'm in a wagon being taken somewhere, and I can only see through the slats.
Um, you're in a confined wagon being taken somewhere.
Yeah, and we're going through like the town, like the
Mm,
market, the marketplace, like the town we're riding. I have chains on me, like I'm chained.
mm.
I'm chained, and I think I'm male.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm male.
And can you get a sense of what you're wearing?
Um,
And get a sense of,
I'm not. I'm not male. I'm female. My hair's just been all cut off,
oh,
and I'm wearing like hardly anything. I'm clothes are all torn and tattered.
and why are all your clothes torn and tattered?
Been on a
Hmm?
We've been on a ship for a long time,
Oh, yeah.
and they're bringing us into the town for something. It's all foreign. It's all very different. Oh, I've never seen things like that.
Yeah. Where is the ship? Where have you come from?
Hmm. I know now where I've come from.
Was it warm or was it a cold place? Do you know?
It was a warm place. It was a warm place full of lots of water.
Hmm.
Lots of water. It's like like an island. Warm, yeah.
And if you were to look at your hands and your skin, are you fair or are you dark or
I'm kind of dark.
Mhm.
Really, really, really skinny. God. I'm dark. Not like a clear, like you have a really dark suntan, you know.
Mm.
I'm not, yeah, like the light brown kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're now in a different place. So where has the ship taken you? Get a sense of what the name of this place is. Just allow that to come to your mind.
Um, I think we've been two places.
Mm.
I think but our ship stopped at two places, and I'm on this second place.
And what kind of age are you inside that wagon being taken somewhere? Chained?
I'm young. I'm like 14.
Mm.
14.
And then get a sense of the name that you go by in this life. Maybe you can see it written in front of you. Perhaps the letters can just come to you one at a time.
Kashir. My name's Kashir.
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 Kashir. Excellent. Now, you said you're being taken somewhere. Get a sense now that you're going to this place. The place you're being taken to, Kashir. Where is it you're being taken to?
I'm gonna be sold.
Mm.
To be sold at an auction.
Sold in an auction.
Yeah. We are dirty and smelly.
Mm.
they just line us up.
They're just lining you up.
Yeah.
And who's coming to this auction then? Who's coming to buy?
People coming to buy the slaves. We're going to be slaves who've been captured from our home.
Mm.
Very hard because you don't know language. You don't really know what they're doing.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm just standing there.
So what happens next, Kashir? Does somebody come along and buy you? What happens at the auction?
Yeah, I'm bought. I'm bought and I'm taken. I'm taken somewhere. It's a big house. It's a big place.
And what's your job or your role in the big house, Kashir? Get a sense of what that might be.
I have to help in the kitchen.
You help in the kitchen.
Yeah, I help in the kitchen.
Okay. So in a moment, Kashir, I'm going to go to the next big event in this lifetime. So just let this scene fade and drift. In a moment, we're going to go to an important event in this life. So 3, 2, 1. Be there now. Get a sense that you're now at the next important event. In this life as Kashir. Tell me where you are, Kashir. What do you notice?
And I don't know where. I don't see anything. I don't know where I'm at. I don't see anything. I don't see where I'm at.
Well, let's go forward. Let's go to, where do you sleep at night, Kashir?
I sleep in a really small, cold room. I was sold to a different place.
Hmm.
And this place, now in this place, I work inside the house. Yeah, just I'm 19 now.
Mm-hmm.
And I work inside the house, and they're not super nice as the people.
What was that about the people?
They're not the nicest of people.
What, the people that you work for?
Yeah.
Do you have any friends or people that you get on with?
I keep to myself a lot. I mean, I'm new here, so I'm kind of just finding my way. Just finding my way around, trying to fit in, but
And how are you feeling, Cashier?
mm, life's been kind of hard, very different,
Mm,
acclimating to all the different things, and there's no way out, you just feel
mm.
very hopeless life, not much hope.
So in a moment, Cashier, we're going to go to your last day in this life. We're going to move all the way to the very last day. Just let this scene fade and drift. I'm going to count from 3 to 1, and then you'll be at the last day in this life as Cashier. And 3, 2, 1. Be there now. Get a sense that you're there now in your last day. Allow the impressions to come to your minds. But tell me, where are you, Kashir?
I'm in the house.
Hmm?
Mm.
What's happening?
And there's a disagreement with one or the other.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Disagree.
know. I don't know who he is. It just, yeah. I'm in the room and I think it's someone who visits the house a lot.
Mm.
And he's come into my room, but we're fighting there, and I took a knife from the kitchen to protect myself.
Mm.
It didn't work out so well, though, because he was much stronger than I. We were so, yeah. So we're just struggling. And I think he just stabs me. Ugh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just take your last breath now. Take your last breath as this life, as Kashiel. That's it. And then as a soul, just float up above the body. And you've done this many times before. That's it. And as you float up above the body, get a sense of yourself now, just drifting and floating above that body and looking down on that scene as Cashier lies there after she's been stabbed. And get a sense of where you are now in relation to that body of Cashier.
Still kind of looking down at her. Still kind of above her.
And how do you feel now to be free and out of the body?
Relieved. It was such a hard life.
Mm.
It was a hard, lonely life.
And as you look over that hard, lonely life as Cashier, what lessons, what strengths have you learned?
I learned to adapt really well. To adapt to things.
Mm.
I really kept to myself. It wasn't unpleasant, but I kept to myself.
Mm-hmm.
The sense of family that I had before I was taken was very strong. There was a real sense of community and family. And then, so the lesson was, I learned that I had that foundation of the community and the family. And then I learned what it was like to be on the outside of that.
Yeah, so you learn to appreciate your family.
Yeah, yeah. The family and the friends and to be cared for and loved. I really,
Yeah.
the difference. It was such a contrast.
Yeah. And what could you have maybe done better in that life as Cashier?
I could have interacted with people more. I could have allowed them in. Allowed them. But I was just so afraid to. You just never knew where you were going to end up or be sold again. You just never knew what life was going to do. So it just seemed better to stay unattached to people.
Yeah. So what brought the most sadness or hurt to that life as Cashier?
I think just the loneliness. There was just a lot of loneliness. and you're so hungry. Oh my God, we were so hungry. And then you would watch the people, you know, and that you had to serve. They were had all the fine things, and you could prep the food, but you better not eat the food. Oh my God. The beatings were severe for that. Jeez. You'd think that they would want to keep us really healthy because you're indentured for, you never get out of that. You're just sold there. You're like, you'd think they'd want to take good care of you, but they treated you like they didn't care. It was just so weird.
So I want you to get a sense now of whether anything from that life as cashier, any emotional feelings, any strong emotions that flowed through from that life as cashier into your current life. Just scan that life. Check in and see whether any strong emotions from that lifetime are affecting you in this lifetime.
I don't know how to put it into words. Always. Guess I don't want to be left alone. I don't want to be all alone. I guess that is my emotion. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. I like to be around people all the time. I don't like to be alone. It's like I took the opposite. Like I was alone all the time, but yet I don't want to be alone now.
Okay, I see, yeah.
And I came from extreme poverty in this life, and even in this lifetime, we were really hungry as children. Kind of similar to that lifetime. But I made sure to be I was pretty successful in this life. It really overcame a lot. Like sometimes my husband and I talk, and I'm like, how did I really made a difference in this life. But I still have that loneliness inside. And it makes me,
So is that something you'd like to give back?
Yeah, I'd like to give that back.
Yeah.
That loneliness and not being good enough, never being like I wasn't good enough. Wasn't good enough to be anything in that. You couldn't be anything, you weren't good enough.
Yeah.
So I'd like to give those back.
Yeah. Well, then you shall. So I want you to get a sense now that Kashir is coming up to you. And she's saying to you, sorry about that. I didn't realize they'd flowed through. It happens from time to time. My apologies. She said, but they belong with me in this life. The feeling of not being good enough, and that feeling of being alone. So you now get a sense of where these are in your body. Sometimes they're in the stomach, sometimes they're in the chest. They could be anywhere in your body. Get a sense of where these feelings are. And if it feels like there's two different ones, just bring them both together and let them join together. So just get a sense of where this feeling is now, of not being good enough and being alone. And then just start to move it. Start to spin it round inside. And as you spin that round, it starts to move and it starts to change and it starts to loosen. You can almost feel it wanting to come out on its own. On a count of 3, you're going to pull it out and you're going to give it to cashier. So 1, 2, 3, and whoosh. And these feelings flow out easily and effortlessly. And it feels wonderful to be free from them. And cashier takes hold of them and she says, thank you. These belong with me in this lifetime. And as you do that, you can sense this space, this opening in your body where these things were before. You can sense a new energy already starting to flow through you. And for a moment, you suddenly realize how good you are and that you are enough. And that it's okay being with people or being alone. Either one is just okay. And now you think to yourself for a moment what you'd like to put in its place. Something that maybe represents a positive feeling that represents being good enough. Being good enough in a way that means if you're on your own, you're fine and comfortable with that. But if you're with other people, you're just as happy too. To get a sense of a positive feeling or an image, and just nod for me once you've got that. Just allow something to come to your mind. That's it. And cashier now walks up and hands this, and it starts to float towards you. And you reach out for it, and on a count of 3, you're going to pull that into your being. And 1, 2, 3. You pull it in and you fill yourself up with this wonderful feeling of being good enough, of being comfortable on your own or with other people. And this wonderful feeling now starts to move inside your body, and you can feel it spinning. And it spins faster and faster and faster. And as it spins faster and faster and faster, it starts to flow all the way up to the top of your head, then all the way down to the tips of your toes, and then all the way out to the tips of your fingers. And for a moment, you just realize that you're good enough. And how comfortable you are being on your own or being around people. And now I want you to get a sense of whether anything from that life as cashier of a physical nature has flowed through into this lifetime. And as you scan your body, get a sense of whether there's anything related to health issues, related to eating habits, related to your diet, related to the hunger. Just get a sense whether anything has just flowed through like they do from time to time. that maybe is affecting you in some way in this lifetime and possibly is related to why you're here today. And then let me know what that is, please.
I eat to feel that loneliness. But I also had the other thing of we were never allowed to cook or make things cook for ourselves. We weren't allowed to make anything, right? So even in this lifetime, I cannot even be creative with any kind of cooking. I just, no matter if I've tried or, so that's carried over that ability to like I make food, but it's just real simple things, or I go out to eat and really nice, I like to go out to nice places to eat. I've always done it, even when we were younger. My other husband, my first husband, he could cook really well, so I don't know, where was I going with that? I don't even know where I was going with that. What was I supposed to be doing with that?
Yeah, so something from that life as cashier that has flowed into this life.
So that flow, the inability to really feel like I can, make food that's nice. I can cook at home. I could take care, like, I don't gotta just go eat peanut butter and jelly or, just the creative. I don't like that just, and I don't have to eat because I eat like anytime there's any kind of stress, I'm like an emotional eater. I just find myself in the pantry, like just standing, like who stands in the pantry? You look around, you're like, what the hell am I doing here? So I'm an emotional eater, and I'd like to not do that. Like,
and the hunger from cashier.
oh yeah, well that same hunger was here in this lifetime. As little kids, same hunger.
So would you like to give these back, or would you like to keep them?
No, I'll give them back to cashier. God bless her.
These are full cashier. These are cashiers. So you now see cashier coming up to you with her arms stretched out, saying sorry and saying, these belong to me. This emotional eating, this only cooking simple meals, this hunger, all of these things related to eating and cooking, they belong with me in this lifetime. So I will take them back, please. And you hand them over. And as you hand each one of these over, you can sense this leaving you. You can sense now inside your body these problems leaving you. You can even feel it in your stomach. The center of emotional eating, of hunger. As you place your hands on your stomach and your mind's eye, and you can feel this problem, this issue in there as an energetic being. And in a moment, you're going to pull this out of you and hand it back to cashier, and it will come out nice and easily. So get a sense of this issue, this emotional issue, and then take a long, deep breath in And on the count of 3, we're going to pull it out. 1, 2, 3, and whoosh. And as we pull it out, cashier comes over and she takes it away. She pulls it away and she says, "Thank you. That belongs with me." And as you do that, you can sense now at a molecular, cellular, and neurological level those changes taking place inside of you to reprogram, restructure those eating habits, allowing you freedom from that emotional eating, allowing you to, from this day forward, eat in the right amounts at the right time, in the right place. Finding yourself easily able to go in between meals, only eating when you deem necessary to eat, and finding yourself enjoying food even more, but appreciating the food and eating consciously at the right time. And as you do, your stomach will automatically let you know once you've had enough food to stay energized and healthy. And then you're going to find the desire and the want to eat any more food off that plate will just disappear. And the weight will drop off. And you're also going to find more of an interest in cooking food and different types of foods. You may even find yourself becoming more creative around cooking foods. Now, I want you to go up to cashier and give her a big hug. And as you do, your hearts align. And you send love into cashier and she sends love back to you. And you thank her and you forgive her. And she does the same to you. And then you let cashier go and you say goodbye. And you watch as your soul goes off to the light. And you smile. And before we leave and you come back into this room, I just want your unconscious mind to go over all we've done today. As it goes back to that childhood memory at grandma's house, playing with your friends, eating the ice cream, having so much fun together. Remembering that you spoke to little Kim and let her know that she's loved and that she's always with you. Remembering that life that you lived as Lenora when you were taken by the raiders, by Reardon, at the age of 16, where you lived in the Netherlands in 1468. Where you let go of that resentment. Where you remembered meeting Reardon in a previous life. You let go of those feelings you had in your diaphragm and your abdomen. Healing your neck. Filling yourself with love. And in the life you lived as cashier, where you were confined and captured and sold as a slave. Where you lived a life of hunger and hurt and loneliness. And your unconscious knows that today you let go of those feelings of not being good enough. Let go of that worry of being alone. But in all the right ways. So you still very much enjoy being around your loved ones and your friends. And you also let go of those feelings of hunger. You gave them back to cashier. So let your unconscious go over all you've done today to allow all these therapeutic changes to happen for you, to help you in your marriage with Bobby, to help you find ways to make agreements and find ways to resolve problems. And that will just start to happen a bit automatically over the next few days, the next few weeks. Let your unconscious review how it can help you with this excess weight. It can look over these lives. It can even look at the happy childhood memory to come to an understanding how it can let go of the emotional and stressful eating to help you create the body that you desire. And that will happen over the next few days, the next few weeks, the next few months. And perhaps there was something with the gallbladder too. I don't know. But just let your wonderful unconscious mind go over all we've done today to allow these changes happen for you easily and effortlessly and in fun and interesting ways too. So, well done today. In a moment, we're going to go back up the steps. You're going to open your eyes and you're going to feel fantastic for the rest of the day. So one, as you start to come back to reality, bringing a new reality with you. Two, all of my suggestions from me to you to your unconscious mind are 10 times more powerful, 10 times more effective than any other voice. Three, from today, your unconscious mind will find 3 solutions to any problem. 4, this is all for you. You went on the journey. You had the experience. So this will stay with you for a lifetime. 5, you can wiggle your fingers. You can wiggle your toes as sounds all come back to normal. 6, 7, 8, you're great. 9, you're divine. And open your eyes, wide awake. On 10. Hello.
Hey there.
You all right?
All right.
Well done. That was really interesting, that one.
That was really interesting.
I'm going to stop recording